Throughout history, kings have ruled with grandeur, wealth, and absolute power. They commanded vast armies, amassed unimaginable fortunes, and built monumental legacies. But what if we told you there was a king, a ruler of a powerful nation who lived in stark contrast to this image? A king who was known not for his riches, but for his profound poverty. This is not a tale of a fallen kingdom or a lost battle. This is the story of a monarch who, despite his noble birth and title, struggled with unimaginable poverty. In this humble abode he lived, a stark contrast to the opulence expected of royalty. How did such a fate befall him? What circumstances led to his dire state? Join us as we unravel the mystery of the poorest king in history. A tale of unexpected hardship, resilience, and the true meaning of royal legacy. Stay tuned as we reveal the identity and untold story of a king unlike any other.
The most impoverished monarch. The concept of a poor king challenges the traditional image of royalty steeped in wealth and luxury. It highlights a monarch grappling with financial woes, striving to maintain dignity and authority amid economic hardship. Such a figure captivates our imagination. Historical context reveals a kingdom once prosperous, but now burdened by debt and misfortune. The king's reign began with great promise, yet political intrigue and unforeseen calamities soon eroded the treasury. This backdrop sets the stage for his eventual downfall. Economic challenges loomed large over the kingdom, with dwindling revenues and increasing demands on the royal coffers. Trade routes were disrupted, agricultural yields declined, and the king struggled to balance the needs of his people with limited resources. The king's upbringing was marked by privilege, yet he was unprepared for the economic trials ahead. Schooled in statecraft, but sheltered from the harsh realities of governance, his naivety contributed to the kingdom's financial instability. Key events precipitated the king's financial downfall. Ill-advised ventures drained the treasury, while natural disasters and failed harvests compounded the crisis. Each misstep deepened the economic quagmire, trapping the king in a cycle of debt and desperation. The royal court was plagued by mismanagement and rampant corruption, with officials embezzling funds and exploiting their positions for personal gain. This greed and inefficiency siphoned resources away from crucial state functions, further weakening an already fragile economy and undermining the king's authority. Wars and conflicts further depleted the kingdom's resources, forcing the king to allocate funds to military expenses instead of development. The continuous need for defense and territorial expansion drained the treasury, leaving little for infrastructure, trade, or public welfare, exacerbating the economic decline. Natural disasters struck the kingdom with relentless severity, causing widespread destruction and loss. Floods, droughts, and plagues decimated agricultural output and disrupted trade routes. These calamities compounded existing economic struggles, making recovery increasingly difficult and plunging the kingdom into deeper financial despair. In the face of mounting challenges, the king attempted to implement reforms to revive the economy. He introduced new trade policies, sought foreign investments, and encouraged agricultural innovation. Despite his efforts, entrenched corruption and resistance from powerful nobles hindered meaningful progress, leaving the economy stagnant. Social and political unrest erupted as citizens grew discontent with the deteriorating conditions. Protests and rebellions became frequent, demanding change and accountability. The king struggled to maintain order and address grievances, further destabilizing the kingdom and eroding public trust in the monarchy's ability to govern effectively. Throughout history, many rulers have faced financial difficulties, but the poorest king's plight stands out. Unlike other monarchs, his reign was marked by severe economic hardship, often exacerbated by mismanagement and external pressures. His struggles offer a stark contrast to wealthier counterparts. Despite his best efforts, the king's court was rife with corruption. Ministers and advisors often prioritized personal gain over the kingdom's welfare. This rampant mismanagement further strained the already fragile economy, leading to widespread discontent and financial ruin. Wars and conflicts during his reign drained the kingdom's resources. Persistent battles on multiple fronts left the treasury depleted. Unlike other rulers who could replenish their coffers through conquest, this king faced insurmountable challenges, resulting in lasting economic instability. Natural disasters compounded the kingdom's woes, creating a relentless cycle of hardship. Severe famines decimated crops, leaving the population struggling to find enough food. Frequent floods washed away fields, destroyed homes, and damaged infrastructure, exacerbating the scarcity of resources.
Additionally, the kingdom lay on a fault line, making it vulnerable to devastating earthquakes. These earthquakes reduced villages to rubble and caused significant loss of life. Each disaster left the kingdom more impoverished, draining the already scant resources. Despite his earnest efforts, the king's attempts to mitigate these crises often fell short. He organized relief efforts and led rebuilding initiatives, but the frequency and magnitude of the disasters overwhelmed these efforts. The treasury, already strained, could not sustain the demand for recovery, leading to further economic decline and suffering among the populace.
The king's relationship with foreign powers deteriorated over time. Trade agreements collapsed and alliances weakened. His inability to maintain strong diplomatic ties further isolated the kingdom, reducing opportunities for economic recovery and exacerbating the overall financial distress. Despite economic hardship, the king's reign saw a flourishing of culture and the arts. He patronized poets, musicians, and painters, ensuring that creativity thrived even as his coffers dwindled. This cultural renaissance became a bright spot in a bleak era. The king's legacy became a complex tapestry woven with threads of failure and resilience. Historians studied his reign to understand the delicate balance between wealth and governance. His story served as a cautionary tale and a lesson in perseverance. Modern interpretations of the king's poverty reveal insights into leadership and economic management. Scholars debate his decisions, examining the impact of his policies on the kingdom's downfall. His reign is revisited to glean wisdom from his missteps and successes. Fictional representations of the poorest king abound in literature and film. Writers are drawn to his tragic story, depicting his struggles and humanity. These creative works often highlight the emotional and psychological toll of his reign, captivating audiences. The king's impact on future generations was profound, influencing subsequent rulers to prioritize financial stability. His name became synonymous with the perils of mismanagement. Leaders learned to value economic prudence, ensuring his legacy impacted governance long after his reign. The king's financial struggles offer a profound lesson on the transient nature of wealth and its impact on leadership. His reign, though marked by economic hardship, shaped future rulers' understanding of the importance of strategic resource management and fiscal responsibility. Reflecting on his legacy, we see that true leadership transcends material wealth. His resilience and determination amidst adversity left an indelible mark on history, reminding us that a ruler's greatness is often defined by their ability to inspire and persevere through challenges.
If you like this video, please like and subscribe. It's a great help for video production.